West Ham have won 3 out of the last 5 games after last night's draw with Manchester United, matching their previous total for the whole season just before this run of form. It's been a very, very depressing and hard season for the Irons, having sacked Graham Potter and Nuno originally struggling when he first came in as well. Poor ownership, bad results, bad recruitment, and just an all-round depressing mood at the London Stadium. I went to West Ham where they lost 2-1 against Nottingham Forest, and wow, the mood, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, apart from the Amex the other day when we lost to Crystal Palace. I mean, in that sense, West Ham and Brighton are very, very similar, especially at the moment since we're both underperforming a lot. I mean, maybe you lot a lot more than us. But still, for both clubs, it's very frustrating. Anyway, a lot has changed recently, both on and both off the pitch. The overall mood has really, really improved. But specifically, what has changed from a tactical point of view and from a general consensus point of view as well. So to start off with, I think they had a really, really positive January. To start off with, they binned off a lot of dead wood like Luis Guilherme, like Guido Rodriguez, even Lucas Paqueta, who they got a really, really good fee for. I mean, he publicly outed that he wanted to move back to his home country, and he was just a bad egg. He was toxic, and he did no favours towards the toxic and bad mood whatsoever. Nicholas Füllkrug, one of the most pointless signings in West Ham's history. I mean, I know West Ham have a history of signing flop strikers, but there's that, and then there's Füllkrug, and then splashing out and signing Tati Castellanos, Pablo Adama Traore, and Axel Disasi on loan. I mean, very frowned upon defender to say the very least. But so far, all those signings have been pretty positive. I mean, apart from Adama Traore, we haven't really seen much of it, but we know what he brings to the table. So they ended January with just about a positive net spend, and we all know what a good January transfer window can do. It can change a season. It can change the perspective and the goals of a season. But on the pitch, what has changed? I think for starters, they have much more of a positive approach to games, but also it's very, very simple and very effective to say the least. Simply, they just prioritise getting the best and most dangerous players on the ball in positions where they're going to affect the game. So structurally, how have they been maximising these players? So this was against Burnley. They made a big change in goal, bringing in Hermansen, who offers a lot more value, especially playing out from the back. And he's so much better with the ball at his feet than someone like Areola, who's probably a better goalkeeper, but Hermansen on the whole offers a lot more, especially in deep ball, especially because they want to play out from the back. And they also want to commit bodies into forward areas and give someone like Juve a bit more freedom to get up this left flank. When they did progress the ball further up the pitch, they tried to get into this 3-2-5 and bring Juve round into sort of a back 3 and simply just overload the forward line and get Bowen closer to Wilson and Castellanos and try to get Somerville 1v1 with his man. But this is where it gets good for West Ham and their structure. For the phase of the first goal, they dropped Fernandes into the first line, and when a centre mid comes out of the two almost and into the first line, either you're likely to bring an opposition marker with you, or you just get free time on the ball. And this is one of the basic principles, getting your dangerous players and best players on the ball where they're going to affect the game. And for Fernandes, 2 of his best strengths are progressive passing and ball retention as well. So you want to just get him on the ball as much as possible. And again, just get Bowen and Wilson and Castellanos into areas where they will affect the game, and get Bowen trying to play off Wilson. And this was very much the case in West Ham's second goal. They got into this 3, they got Fernandes on the ball, and they tried to open up passing angles. But from a Burnley point of view, this is just laughable. You had Zian Fleming already covering Souček, and Florentino and Ugochukwu, I don't really know what they're doing, but they've jumped and they've left a large distance between themselves and the back line. And just Burnley on the whole, far too aggressive here. They should be in more of a mid-block shape, and they've overcommitted so many bodies, and West Ham have ultimately got overload on the final line. And this sequence just allowed Somerville to drag Kyle Walker inside, so Fernandes can find that ball into Somerville, and he can just play it around the corner to Juve. And I want to point out the positioning of Souček in this situation, because even though he doesn't add any value on the ball, because he's in the middle of 2 Burnley players, he can't get on the ball here, and this is probably not a situation where you want to get Souček on the ball. He's engaging 1, 2 players, maybe 3, maybe Mjavery. I mean, Mjavery is very narrow, but it's still far too easy and too big of a gap. And it's so easy for Fernandes just to find the ball to Somerville, like I say, and play it around the corner for Juve. You don't want to give Juve time and space in these situations. One of the best crosses in the league. And from here, it's just far too easy, because they break the press and bang, that's 6 Burnley players out the game. And because of the large distance, like I say, they struggle to recover, and West Ham can just go forward. So essentially, they've broken the press with 1 pass, bang, out to Juve. Juve has crossed it for Castellanos, and it's a great header, to be fair. But once again, getting their most dangerous players on the ball in areas where they're going to affect the game. So for example here, again, you look at Fernandes, you look at Somerville, and you look at Juve, all of which involved in this sequence. And all 3 of these players are involved in most of West Ham's attacking play. And even from last night, I mean, one of Souček's major strengths for West Ham over his time at the club has been box crashing, has been attacking the box from a deeper position, and once again profiling players, getting them into areas where they will affect the game. And with Souček here, again, box crashing, getting himself a goal. And West Ham last night defended really, really resolutely and impressively in that 4-5-1 sort of mid-low block, and made it very difficult for Man United to progress the ball into the final third. But once again, to sum up, they are just getting their best players on the ball in areas where they will affect the game. And getting their best players confident. I mean, a confident Somerville, we haven't seen anywhere near enough of that for West Ham. Obviously, we all saw Somerville in the Championship with Leeds. We've seen nothing really of that up until now of Somerville. And he is quite literally just carrying them away from relegation. Can Somerville help West Ham stay up this season? He can help them, definitely, but it's obviously up to everyone else to chip in and help out. I don't know, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you think West Ham are going to stay up this season. Like, subscribe, share, all that stuff.